In a bold move inspired by her experiences in England, she actually dabbled in piracy. With a letter of marque from her brother John, she effectively commandeered English ships, a personal vendetta against the nation she felt had slighted her in Dover. So she actually became a pirate of sorts, which I just think is awesome. Not necessarily the pirate part, but the woman doing it part. In 1575, her husband passed away, and the subsequent refusal of her in-laws to acknowledge her as regent due to her Protestant faith, combined with the confiscation of her dower lands, pushed Cecilia towards conversion to Catholicism. This shift might seem controversial, but the distinction between Protestantism and Catholicism in Sweden at the time was not as rigid as one might expect. John, after all, had Catholic family members and often sought Spanish alliances when politically expedient. In 1578, John saw an opportunity with the Spanish and proposed a radical plan, an assault on Copenhagen involving a massive relocation of Danes and their replacement by Spanish settlers. This strategy promised Spain control over vital trade routes, while simultaneously eliminating a long-standing enemy for Sweden. As part of this intricate web of politics, John envisioned a prominent role for Cecilia, placing her in the middle of negotiations. This led to frequent interactions with the dashing Spanish legate, Francisco de Arauso. Whether it was love or just attraction, their association drew the ire of suspicious Swedish authorities. John's growing mistrust culminated in Arauso's imprisonment on charges of treason. Cecilia's audacious attempt to free him ended in her own detainment. Remarkably, her diplomacy prevailed and she managed to extricate herself from this perilous situation, but she chose to depart Sweden to go back to Baden-Württemberg. The saga with Arauso did not end there. He soon joined her, and then they had a daughter in 1579, which was a huge scandal. Again, her life had been one scandal after another. Despite her royal lineage, she couldn't escape societal judgment, which led to her child being entrusted to nuns. Very, very, very sad. Decades passed before they could reunite and get to know each other. But they did eventually reunite and get to know each other. So, that's happy, I guess. The subsequent later years were a whirlwind for Cecilia. Land disputes, financial challenges, the onset of the 30 Years' War, and constant pleas to her kin for refuge in Sweden marked her later life. But she stayed resilient, though it came at a personal cost. By the time she passed at 87, she had outlived all of her sons, with her estranged daughter remaining a distant nun, which is also very sad. Laid to rest in Rodemak, Cecilia Vasa's life was a testament to her indomitable spirit and the era's intricacies. In the fate of adversity, she adapted, reshaped her destiny with each challenge. Her father might have wished her a more tranquil life, but he likely would have admired her audacity and resilience.